Here we go, guys. Get ready. Get your fingers working. I'm going to pass it over to my partner in crime, the man in the yellow shirt. This is B. I think he's wearing the yellow shirt because it's a bumblebee color, but that's just me. So, Bijal, be epic and rock module 2, my friend.
Let's do this, right? Let's just dive right in. So here's the irony of this whole section, that neither myself or Casey do a lot of this because we outsource it, but we'll get to that first because you need to know what to do before you can actually delegate this work out. So first of all, you need to identify who you are targeting. And what we are talking about right now is finding podcast or interview hosts that you can approach, okay? What topics are those hosts interested in relating to your business? So before you want to approach them, you need to know a little bit more about your host. And then you want to find show hosts who have that audience. It's no point spending time on being interviewed by people that don't have an audience that matches up to what you do in terms of your business. So what to search for? Podcasts that are that relate to your target market, that they listen to. Okay, so shows that your audience listens to. Podcasts that broadcast content relevant to your area of expertise. Podcasts that have been published more than 20 episodes. Again, look, when you're starting off, you just want to get the practice. It doesn't matter who's going to interview you, just get the practice in. But once you start looking at, taking this as looking at interviewing as a serious way to expand your business, you want to start to qualify the shows you appear on. And then podcasts that have listener reviews, that's just an indication that it's going to be worth your time to be on that show. So how do you find that? Well, internet searches, podcast directories, guesting websites, podcast groups on social media, influencers and industry leaders, and research websites. Here's the good news. With the situation we're in right now, a lot of people have taken their offline models, their in-person type stuff, and they've all gone online. So right now, there's a lot of influencers that are looking for great content to showcase to their audience. Productivity tips, as I mentioned, neither myself or Casey do the actual searching. We have a $5 per hour VA to do this. But if you want to, get a handle of it, the way to do it is become disciplined and schedule time on your calendar. I will guarantee you that even though we're going to show you and prove to you the value of being interviewed, that if you do not use some basic productivity tips, such as scheduling time to do this, you will get busy. And again, to be another workshop you've attended and not followed through on. Better still, learn how to delegate a lot of this work out. Okay. Information to document. So as you're searching for podcast shows, obviously the basics are name, email, the website. And again, look at the quality of their site. If it doesn't look like they put a lot of effort into their site, maybe it's not the right show for you to appear on. Look at their podcast details. The number of views they're getting. Look at their social media. So what next? Once you've found a potential show to be on, listen to a few of the episodes, get a feel of the style of the show. Some shows lean towards edgy content. Some lean towards controversial content. It's what makes their show appealing. And ask yourself, is that the kind of show you want to be on? Some shows are designed to be controversial and even introduce a little bit of conflict, where they'll challenge you more about your area of expertise. So you want to get a feel for the show flavor, as I call it, to understand, do I want to be on that kind of show? Then connect with the host on social media, warm them up, ask them questions, even before you approach them as a potential guest. See if you can connect with them as a connection on social media, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and just get a feel of who they are through a bit of back and forth social media banter. And also prioritize. Again, I mentioned there's so many shows out there. You want to start to prioritize which shows you want to be on. And as you're kind of ranking, but as your experience gets higher in this area, you want to get a lot more selective. And we'll even talk about something called the bottom up approach and the top down approach a little bit later on. Start thinking about your sphere of influence, who you already have a hot or warm contact with? Can you start there? There may be people you already know who have some sort of show format already happening, or they know people who have shows, who have the closest audience to your target market, right? So who do you know that may already be podcasting, interviewing to your existing marketplace? What topics will be a best fit for your area of expertise, and who broadcasts even to your local area? A lot of people forget that some people specialize in very localized broadcasting, which may be a perfect fit for you if your business is a lot more on the local side. And what I like to do is I like to track the initial part of the outreach on a spreadsheet. Okay, so the VA will look for a show host. The date they add the person to the spreadsheet, the show name, the description, the host name, the booking contact information, booking email, audience size, demographics, the show format. So do they tend to broadcast live, or is it pre-recorded? The type of show they have, any links to the podcast directory that I can come in to the spreadsheet, and I can quickly highlight what I feel is a good show by indicating it in green, or if it's orange, it tells my VA that they need to go do some more research, and if it's red, or red or gray, it's like a no, not interested in that particular show. Now, once they've done this part, then once we reached out to them, so once they see the green in the spreadsheet, my virtual assistant will then reach out to the podcast host, and they'll send them a pitch sheet, which we'll talk about in just a second. And once the host says yes, then I move them into a Trello board. Okay, and here, this is the preparation for myself or Casey to appear on the show, such as is a time being set up for a pre-chat. Often a lot of show hosts will want to chat to you for 10 minutes just to get a little idea of who you are, what you do. Not all of them. Some of them will just say, hey, here's a link for my to be a guest on the show, and that is the actual show time. So be prepared for both outcomes. Podcast recording time booked. So once a time has been booked for the actual recording of the interview or podcast, then I can move to that stage of this process. Once my bio and information has been sent to the show host, I can try. So what I'm telling you is that the hustle of this, or managing the hustle of being on a show, is as important as all the building blocks as well, because this is what bogs people down, and this is why people stop doing shows, because they can't be bothered, or they don't like doing the nuts and bolts of actually getting booked on shows. So this is some ideas you can adopt to actually outsource this work to somebody else.